So here we are at the museum in London with Nicole. Hey, Specky. Good evening from good old Dr. Freudstein. Thank you. Well, this guy doesn't look any abstract at all. Like a goddamn javelin shoved up his ass.
The attendant didn't show it, but I sensed he was watching my every move.
I think he's watching everybody's every move.
The two Japanese girls were inexplicably amused by something.
I think they're amused by everything that is not of their own culture. Let's see what they have to say this time.
Bonjour. I wonder if you could help me. What's so funny? Oh, never mind.
Oh, come on, they just said hello to you. It's pretty much hello, good afternoon, very good day.
The mask looked more African than American.
It kind of does.
The carving looked Central or South American in style, perhaps Aztec.
Is that the
It was a stone identical in size and style to the coyote stone.
So that's what we're
However,
looking for.
This stone bore the image of a jaguar.
So that's the jaguar stone. If we can get that, then we only have one stone to go.
The display case contained a couple of vases.
No, exactly 2 vases. You do know how to count, don't you, Nico? I hope so. Nice foreground statue here. And what's this?
It was a small flat square of polished obsidian. Nothing like the one I was looking for. According to the caption, this was the scrying mirror given to Dr. John Dee by Sir Francis Drake.
Scrying mirror? Not a smoking mirror, though.
There was a huge carving of somebody who must have been important once.
Usually big carvings like that are about people who were important.
The carving looked Buddhist in subject, but Mesoamerican in execution.
Yeah, because of the bald head. But some Indian tribes actually, well, not Indian, Native American, South American tribes actually shaved their heads. Because they were great warriors, and they didn't need hair.
It was a phone, probably for staff only.
It looks public phone to me. Like a public phone.
The cabinet contained a dagger decorated with Mayan designs.
According to the music, that is a very ominous dagger. And nothing to look there. So let's talk to the attendant.
Can I help you, miss?
Can I help you, miss? What seems to be the boggle? My boggle? How much do you weigh? So let's ask about the scrying mirror.
What can you tell me about the scrying mirror?
Ah, that belonged to the alchemist and part-time Elizabethan spy, Dr. John Dee. It was brought back from the New World by Sir Francis Drake and presented to him. It's Mayan, you know.
In Mayan, you don't say?
What is a scrying mirror?
It's rather like a crystal ball, and you can't see anything in it. Apparently, he had a partner who used it to talk with angels. If you ask me, you were barking mad.
Oh, you were barking mad? I wouldn't have expected somebody from Liverpool to be the attendant at a London museum. He was barking mad. Now, calm down, calm down, calm down.
Have you ever heard of an English sea captain called El Draco?
El Draco? Not a very English name.
I think that's what the Spanish would have called him. It was about the time of the conquistadors.
16th century. Oh, I know. That's what the Spanish called Sir Francis Drake.
Francis Drake? Have you got anything here that belonged to him?
Indeed, miss. We have a couple of artifacts he brought back from one of his journeys.
Like the scrying mirror and the jaguar stone.
It didn't look anything like the coyote stone. This one was like a little black shaving mirror. Is the scrying mirror the only piece of obsidian Drake gave Dee?
Funny you should ask. There's another called the jaguar stone. Dee never liked it though. Said there were angels in the mirror, but devils in that stone.
Well, it should be the other way around because we need those stones to stop the evil.
Can I take a closer look at Dee's mirror, please?
No, you cannot. That's why the cabinet is locked. They tried some newfangled interactive scheme, and you can guess what happened. Bloody kids ran off with half the exhibits. Hands-on experience, my foot. In my days, it was hands off. I ask you, what do kids know about ancient Mayan civilization? Nothing.
Well, it should. Usually in museums, it is hands off to the public, but hands on for professors, archaeologists, researchers, as long as they have a permit for it.
Can you tell me something about the jaguar stone?
Certainly, miss. The so-called jaguar stone was brought back from the Americas by Sir Francis Drake and presented, with, as you already know, the more famous scrying mirror, to John Dee. The old loony didn't like the stone, though. Reckoned it was tainted by the devil. Come along, miss. I'll show you the mirror.
I've already... Oh, never mind.
Fascinating.
There. John Dee's famous scrying mirror, given to him by Francis Drake.
Do you know if this mirror has any relevance to Tezcatlipoca?
Who? Testicle
poker.
Ah, there's someone here who'll be able
That's
to
his name.
better than me.
That's the name. Testicle poker. Easier to remember by...
This young lady has some questions to ask, Professor. I think she's from France.
Is that Ubier?
Professor Roubier?
Huh.
Eh? What? You two know each other, do you?
Better answer.
Excuse me, the telephone.
Yeah, we kind of gathered that.
We meet again.
Mademoiselle, France, eh?
Yes, I believe that's where you live, Professor.
I have a house there, on the outskirts of Paris, but I haven't been back for many months.
So let's ask about the stuff like the coyote stone and the eclipse.
What can you tell me about the jaguar stone, Professor?
It's obsidian, from the Chichen Itza region.
The chicken pizza region? You don't say! Well, chicken pizza is pretty damn awesome.
Professor Ubier, your taxi's here.
If you'll excuse me, I have some urgent business to attend to at
What
the
about
docks.
the eclipse? You miss so many conversation opportunities here when they're not in the usual adventure game logic that it's not obvious what you need to ask first and what you need to ask last.
Can you answer me some questions about the jaguar stone?
Certainly, miss. If you just step this way.
Hopefully you have some story about it.
It's gone. Some sods have inched it.
Ubier.
Inched?
Stolen it, miss. Never mind. The silent alarm will have been tripped. I'm afraid nobody can leave until our crack security team gets here.
How long will that take?
Could be a while. I think it's their tea break.
The thief could be miles away by then.
Don't you worry about that, miss. Just don't try to leave.
It was too much of a coincidence that Ubier showed up and the stone promptly disappeared.
You don't
I
say.
didn't have time for their crack security team to finish their tea. I had to get after him.
And also you can tell that it was Ubier because there's a freaking key in the lock.
It was a small key intended for a small lock. The attendant didn't show it, but I sensed he would...
So,
Don't you think it's suspicious that Oublier has urgent business at the docks?
Not in the slightest, young lady. He's gone to oversee the unloading of cargo, an exhibition of Mayan sculpture on loan from Mexico City.
What's the name of the ship?
The Xibalba Princess, moored down by Tower Bridge. Why do you ask?
Just wondering.
You're not even suspicious that Oublier took the stone. You're the worst attendant ever. Just worst.
I didn't steal the stone. I was nowhere near it.
So who do you suppose did steal it?
Oublier. Yeah, the Japanese girls. Or Inspector Moo.
It must have been Oublier.
Huh. Begging your pardon, but he's a man of letters. A professor.
So was Moriarty. Man of letters or not, he's your culprit. Thank you. You've been most helpful.
Or not helpful at all, really. Well, at least he lets us just take the key. Thank you for that, attendant man. Now, how about we try to acquire the scrying mirror for ourselves?
The key didn't fit this lock.
Well, crap. So what do you have in your handbag?
There was nothing very useful in my bag. Just a single hair clip.
Ah, but we can use your hair clip as a lockpick.
That's the kind of thing Georges would do. Not me.
Okay, never mind then.
The display...
How about we show the key to the attendant? Let's see what he has to say about it.
What was it you wanted?
Look at this. The thief left this key in the cabinet.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
That makes the theft an inside job, right?
Oh dear.
In other words, the thief was Professor Oublier.
Well, let's leave that for the police to decide, shall we? I better phone them right away.
You do that, we sneak on either out of here or into the back room there. Might be something interesting in there.
Hello?
I knew I had nothing to worry about if the police were called.
Yes, I'll hold.
But I had to catch up with Oublier, and fast. It was a woven wall hanging with a South American design.
Anything behind it? Aha!
The doors were securely locked.
Can we use this?
The doors were...
Can we use the key?
The doors...
Okay, let's get out of here then. At least now we know where Oublier came from. That's easy. Because he suddenly appeared from that direction.
I'm sorry, miss, but I shall have to ask you to stay.
Oh, but surely you don't suspect me of stealing the stone?
No, but you will have to make a statement to the police. You're a witness.
Alright. Makes sense. Maybe the Japanese girls can help me?
I doubted the girls would be any help to me.
It was worth a try.
The cabinet was locked.
Maybe the small key works here?
The key unlocked the case.
Noise.
I locked the case again and took the key.
So now we are a thief. We got ourselves...
It was an obsidian dagger, thin and razor sharp.
That gives me an idea. Hey there, Fairbite. Who's laughing? Show yourself.
The cabinet was locked. That's the kind... I'd already tried...
Well, since it doesn't work, stab the attendant and run. If only it were that easy. Actually, it would be easy. But how about we use the dagger on this?
I levered the handle open with the thin dagger.
Meanwhile, back in the Caribbean, George is doing his investigation inside the museum.
The room had been decorated to resemble the interior of a sailing ship. It was disturbingly effective.
I like it. So let's see what we got here.
It was a beautifully crafted model of a sailing ship. It was an old book with spidery writing covering the open pages.
Let's see what the pages say.
March 20th, 1670 fix. Engaged frigate off Fan Salvador? It was garbage. Huh. I guess being a pirate didn't require too many academic qualifications. The passage went on to describe how Ketch had got wind of the approach of a fleet of English ships. It seemed the new governor had not shared his predecessor's views on Ketch's activities. They were out for his blood. Sailed to that place where I made secure my fortune. I returned safe in the knowledge that the governor shall not discover that which I had hidden. For is it not writ that 'tis easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle?
Camel to pass through the eye of the needle. I think I've heard that there somewhere before. The shape of this room goes against what it looks like from the outside. It doesn't have an angle like that. It's game logic. It's bigger on the inside than the outside. It's like a TARDIS. Yeah, it looks different from the inside.
The ship looked too fragile to touch. It was Captain Ketch's sea chest. Its battered appearance hinted at salty tales of maritime adventure and swashbuckling. Long months at sea with a rum-sodden, mutinous crew, hardtack and scurvy. And this chest, full to the brim with Ketch's loot.
Sure.
Pearls, diamonds, emeralds, and doubloons. On the other hand, it could have been full of spare blankets.
Or underwear. It's easier to pass a camel through the eye of the needle than it is for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, that is the full quote. I just don't remember where I've heard it before. Maybe it was in Uncharted 4, because they were, or some of the Uncharted games, because they were going after Drake's treasure, right? If anybody's seen or played the Uncharted games. I think it's locked.
Surprise!
Emily, no, that's the girl being hiding in there. Emily. Peppy Long Stockings, is that you?
Who are you?
Emily.
I'm Emily.
What were you doing in there, Emily?
Hiding. What are you doing here?
Grown-up stuff.
Grown-ups? I'm never gonna grow up, I'm not. You shouldn't be here. What's your name?
Oh, you're Peter
I'm
Pan.
George.
Pleased to meet you, Jaws.
George.
Jaws?
Jeez.
Make your mind up.
Make your mind up. Jeez. Jaws, jeez, that's sure. Okay, what are we gonna ask her about? How about the
Why
boat?
don't you go play with Rio?
I'm not allowed.
How come?
'Cause Aunt Frost says I'm not allowed out of the house. That's why, Mr. Nosy Beak.
Too bad. What can you tell me about Captain Ketch?
That's him on the wall, in the picture.
Yeah? Boy, that's interesting.
He was a sailor captain. This is his house.
Why don't you ask your other aunt if you can play with Rio?
Aunt Mina's cuckoo. Aunt Frost says so. She says when the Lord handed out common sense, Aunt Mina was off getting double portions of chin.
I think you mean gin.
Would you like to play darts?
No.
Oh, come on. I'll throw, you catch.
That's dangerous. Darts will stick in me and make me bleed.
Smart kid. Smart George. Or Jaws.
Do you know how to use a theodolite?
We don't learn anything about surveying at my school. Not until 5th grade.
They go surveying around places in 5th grade. Okay. Weird school. But it shows potential.
Look, an ancient Mayan stone.
Is that a magic stone?
Well, I don't know about that.
No.
Well, of course, sorta kinda is.
That Rio's a smart kid. He helped me outwit Bronson.
Rio is clever. He can spit ever so far.
And that's not really being clever. That's just a physical prowess. Only the one who's worthy may enter the Cave of Wonders. I didn't know that we're Aladdin now.
The top surface of the desk had a large recessed area set into it. I guessed it was intended to stop things rolling off in heavy seas. There was also an inkwell, and, a few inches away, a small hole with a feather placed in it.
The usual captain's desk.
The little girl had cute freckles, cute little nose, and the eyes of a KGB interrogator. Around her neck was a large cross on a chain. Fine, as long as she didn't try to convert me.
I think that cross is gonna come into play at some point.
That looked like that's where it was supposed to be, so I left it there.
How about the feather?
It was one of those old pens made out of a feather. That might come in useful, in ticklish situations.
Well, we got a little girl right there. Let's tickle, 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 shall we?
What you doing, Jaws?
I'm just borrowing this feather, that's all.
Why?
I might be able to make use of it.
You're gonna steal it? That's bad. I'm gonna tell on you.
No, don't do that.
Why not?
Well, because I'm not stealing, just borrowing.
In other words, we will return it. Not.
Why don't you run along and play?
Aunt Mina told me. Stay out of mischief.
Well, that doesn't mean you have to stay indoors, does it? On a beautiful day like today?
There's a storm coming.
Oh, nuts. You don't know that.
I do so. I can see the whole world from the window.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm busy. There were several things I wanted to say to that awful kid, but I held my tongue.
She's not that awful. Don't be a jerk, Jaws.
It was an old wooden barrel. Maybe it was from Ketch's ship.
And maybe it's full of fish. Then you can shoot it. Like fish in a barrel.
Yow! I should have known better than to put my hand in there. Grandma Stobart had a nasty experience in a water butt once.
I don't want to know anything about water butts. So you can keep that to yourself, Jaws.
Maybe that wheel was from Ketch's ship. Suddenly, I was 12 years old again.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a nod to Monkey Island 2, the speeding contest. Maybe. You never know. So that's Ketch.
Captain Frederick Ketch, 1570. Around his neck was a cross. It was identical to the one the little girl was wearing. It was a ship's bell. It was a shiny and very sharp-looking pirate's cutlass.
There's quite a few of them there.
It would have been easy to reach the cutlass and slip it in my pocket. It would also have been the most regrettable action of my life.
Yeah, you would need a sheath for it.
2 bells and all's well. Pirates were cool.
Pirates were cool.
Hard a port, bosun. Aye, aye, Captain Stobart.
Man, you really are like a
She
kid again.
cannot take it, Captain. My lad's dead. Abandon ship.
Sounded like he turned into Scotty from Star Trek there for a moment.
It was the portrait of Captain Ketch. The portrait might have made a nice souvenir, but it was too large to carry.
So let's take a look at this map.
It was an actual pirate ship chart.
Maybe I'll ask her about the cross first before I steal the map.
That cross you're wearing, Emily,
It's my lucky Jesus cross.
it's just like the one Captain Ketch wore.
Uh-huh.
Can I borrow it?
Uh-uh.
Thought so.
What would you trade for that cross, Emily?
A puppy.
Well, I don't happen to have a puppy in my pocket right now. Can you think of anything else you'd trade?
Don't know.
Let's see, what do we have that we could trade with her? What's the panties?
She wouldn't have been interested.
Are you sure about that? You never know, she could be a weird little kid. Have some fun with Rio wearing those.
She wouldn't have been in.
Well, you're not very interesting yourself. Ha ha ha.
Okay, I've had my hands on an historical document. Now what?
Place it on the desk. It's easy to figure out what to do.
The chart fitted exactly into the recess on the top of the desk.
What you doing now, Jaws?
Knock it off, will ya? There's something you ought to know. I don't buy cute or lost puppy. I'm putting this old map on the desk.
What you doing that for, Jaws?
Because it was obviously intended to fit in this recessed area.
How'd you work that out?
It's obvious.
Obvious is being obvious. Hey there, Sinlow.
She wouldn't have been interested.
Well, Trank Dart doesn't work either, apparently. How about this very ugly statue?
She wouldn't have been interested.
How about the news clipping of an eclipse?
She wouldn't have been in.
How about the theodolite?
She wouldn't have been in.
I guess she's not interested in anything that we have.
That looked like that's where it was supposed to be, so I left it there. The desk had obviously been cut to fit the chart. Or maybe vice versa.
So what good did that do?
That looked like that.
Did nothing. Nothing at all. Okay. What else can we do here? Well, pretty much nothing. Woo!
2 bells and all's well. Pirates were cool.
I was hoping something would happen with the desk. But apparently nothing. Anything in the chest? Nope. Okay, how about we use the feather? Nope. Aha! There is nothing. So, Emily, could you help me out here a bit? Ooh, I can actually pick up the lamp.
There were several things I wanted to say to that. It was a neat oil lantern made of brass.
Ah, use the lamp to put it on the desk so we can see the map.
Holding that lantern, I felt kinda biblical. Like Jesus or Florence Nightingale.
Well, Florence Nightingale wasn't really religious. She just helped people. And yeah, I do remember that story of Jesus holding that lantern. Yes, I do remember that from the Bible. Oh, come on, George. Use it on a map? No. I gotta use it somewhere. He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
The desk had obviously been cut to fit the
Should have known you would go that direction. Life of Brian. So what do I do with the lamp? Put it in the chest? Nope. There's gotta be something about this desk that I'm missing.
The desk had obviously... It was an indented well in the corner of the desk. I guess it was intended to hold ink, but it seemed unnecessarily wide. Maybe Ketch had used it to hold his rum bottles steady in heavy seas.
Nope. It's the lantern!
The lantern fitted so precisely in the inkwell, it could only be deliberate.
What you doing now?
Grown-up stuff.
I doubt that.
I've put the lantern in the inkwell. See? It fits.
Why?
Because it was cut to fit.
Why?
Because sneaky old Captain Ketch made it that way.
Why?
What is with all the questions?
'Cause I'm interested.
Why?
'Cause I have the insatiable curiosity of the young.
Why?
All right. Truce.
Yeah, back at you, kid.
It was the holder for the quill.
What if I put the dart in that hole? Okay, I'm just gonna put the feather back in and wait for the magic to happen.
Before you ask, I've put the feather back. Are you happy now?
Don't you want to steal it anymore?
For the last time, I didn't steal it.
That's your word against mine, and I'm the one with the dimples.
Smarty pants.
That looked like that's where it was supposed to be, so I left it there. The desk had obviously been...
But look at the map.
The desk.
The map is now with the stuff.
The desk had It was one of those old...
It's a shadow on it right now. Would you like to take the feather?
She wouldn't have been in.
I don't really have anything to trade with her, but I do remember that you have to put the cross there because the X marks the spot. You know. How about we put the whole theater on it? Maybe there's something outside that we need to get to trade with her. Next time on Broken Sword 2. Well, I'd like...
Hey, Cat, want to play with this little doll?
No, just keeps
Wasn't
on.
exactly enthralled at coming face to face with the great god Tezcatlipoca.